Get your popcorn ready. It's Dodgers Padres round 3. Why this series is coming at the right time for the Dodgers and what needs to change for them to turn this season around. Why you should feel better about your Dodgers heading into the series. Also, an update on Michael Kopech, Roki Sasaki, the status of Max Muncy, and a secret weapon that the Dodgers could turn to in the bullpen. We also have the top 5 most heated moments between the Dodgers and the Padres, and we're taking all your questions. That's coming up next on a jam-packed Dodgers-Padres episode of Dodgers Dugout Live.
It's time for Dodger baseball. Welcome to Dodger Stadium.
This is the golden age of Dodger baseball. The Dodgers are building a dynasty.
You guys wanted a parade? We got a parade! The Dodgers punch back and head to the championship series. Ohtani starts the 50-50 clock. Mookie Magic. Freeman hits the ball to right field. She is gone! Start the party, Los Angeles. Your Dodgers have won the World Series.
Think blue, bleed blue, and I'm out.
What is up, Dodgers Nation, and welcome to another episode of Dodgers Dugout Live, the #1 Dodgers show and podcast on YouTube. Everything you need to know about your boys in blue in less than an hour. My name is Doug McKain. I cover the Dodgers for Dodgers Nation, credential member of the media. You can follow me on X and Instagram at DMAC_LA. If you are new to the channel, do us a huge favor. Hit the subscribe button. Hit the notification bell. If you watch this show every single day, if you're part of Dodgers Nation that watches every episode, listens to every episode, hit the like button, drop a comment down below if you want to support every single day. Also, Dodgers fans can't get enough Dodger baseball. You want to talk about your boys in blue 24/7, 365, even when the chat isn't open. By the way, this is the best chat of any Dodgers chat. It's right here. Go to our Discord. We have the Discord channel, thousands and thousands of Dodgers fans talking ball all day, every day, 24/7, 365. Also, subscribe to The Big Lead. It's my other show, all the hottest stories in sports in less than an hour. The Dodgers Dugout Live poll question of the show. I asked you guys over on the X, how would the Dodgers series with the Padres play out? Dodgers win 1, Dodgers win 2, Dodgers win 3, Dodgers win 0. And right now, 36% say the Dodgers take 2 out of 3. 34% say the Dodgers are going to sweep Diego. 15% say the Dodgers win 1, and 15% say the Dodgers win 0. So let me know down below, what is your prediction for this series, and what is the biggest key to a Dodgers series win over San Diego? We've got producer Noel, as always, rocking with us. Noel Sanchez, our social media superstar. He's looking for all of your comments, all of your questions, all show long. So anytime you got a question, you got a take, you say something funny, he saves it and will throw it on the 7th inning stretch later where we answer all your thoughts, comments, and questions about your boys in blue. But we've got a jam-packed show, lots of Dodger baseball, so much Dodger baseball to get into. So let's get right into it.
Leading off, the hottest story in Dodger baseball.
So the hottest story in Dodger baseball is the time is now for this Dodgers team to flip a switch. For this Dodgers team to get right with 41 games to go left in the regular season. The Dodgers have seen this 9-game lead that they had on July 3rd in this division dwindle to a 1-game deficit. They've gone from up 9 to down 1 game heading into this series. The Dodgers 5-2 against the Padres this series, but it's so important, like we talked about yesterday, that this team gets at the very least 2 games so you can win the season series, because that operates as essentially an extra game in the division standings. Because I think you look just at the outset of this series. Is it coming at the right time? Is it coming at the wrong time? Well, I think you look at the bullpen and you look at the fact that you still don't have Tanner Scott, Michael Kopech. You still don't have some of these key guys that you're hoping to have in there, Kirby Yates, and the fact that this bullpen has 4 blown saves in their last 7 games, you would say to yourself that this series is coming at the wrong time because you would rather have a healthier bullpen. You'd rather have a team that isn't on a 4-game losing streak. But I think that it's coming at the right time because this is a Padres team that brings the best out of the Dodgers. This is the Joker to their Batman. This is the team that when the Dodgers' backs are against the wall against them, they find an extra gear. And I think that you hate to have a team have to flip a switch, but I think this is the start of what's going to feel like postseason baseball for the final 41 games and then another run at the postseason. Because right now you look at that wild card, you look at the standings, and it's not fun. It's not fun to see the Dodgers in the wild card standings. This is the Los Angeles Dodgers, a team that has won their division 11 out of the last 12 seasons. And right now, the Dodgers are second for the wild card, looking up at the Chicago Cubs. So if the season were to end today, you would have to go to Wrigley Field in Chicago to take on the Cubbies to just survive to get to the NLDS. So it's ever important to get back to your winning ways, show the Padres who the class of this division is. Look, the Padres haven't won the NL West since 2006. The Padres have as many postseason appearances in their franchise's history as the Dodgers have World Series wins. And I hope that we get another Padres collapse this year because that's been one of my favorite stats to say all year to Padres fans is that the Dodgers have more World Series championships than the Padres have postseason appearances. Padres make the postseason this year. We'll see what happens. But let's rewind a little bit. And we're going to get to a Max Muncy update, Roki Sasaki. We'll talk Kopech, a secret weapon that is brewing for the Dodgers. But it looked like it was going to be SD season done. It looked like it was going to be another coasting of a division title for the Dodgers. On July 3rd, they finished a 3-game sweep of the White Sox. They were sitting at 56-32. It was a season-high 24 games over 500, and they had that 9-game lead in the National League West. But ever since then, it's been an absolute tailspin for LA. They had a 7-game losing streak right after that from July 4th to the 11th. During that stretch, they were swept by the Astros. They suffered an 18-1 loss. That 17-run defeat was the worst in Dodger Stadium history. They got swept by the Brewers, and then they lost the first game on the road to the Giants in San Francisco. Since May 1st, the Dodgers have gone 47-43. That's the 8th best record in the sport in that stretch. Not good. Not good for a team that's as talented as this group. And then since July 4th, the Dodgers have gone 12-21 in that stretch. Now, you contrast that with the Padres, it's been a totally different story. The Padres are coming into this series with all this momentum. They won the trade deadline, right? Hang that Padres won the trade deadline banner down at Petco Park. The Padres, since July 31st, they've won 9 of 12 games. They've won their last 5 games in a row. The Dodgers, it's the complete opposite. They've lost 7 of 12. They've lost their last 4 in a row. So Padres coming into this series hot, lots of momentum in first place. The Dodgers entering this series, losing streak, trailing, haven't played good baseball for a long stretch. And we know that this is a Dodgers team that 2-1 last year against the Padres. They came back and they won that, and they made it to the World Series and won the World Series. The Padres, they've made a lot of major additions. O'Hearn, Laureano, Fermin, Sears, Mason Miller. They've completely overhauled their roster in the hope that that can get them over the top in this division, and they can try to slay that dragon like they did in 2022. But this is not familiar territory for the Dodgers. This is the first time that LA has been in second place after July 8th since 2021. And that was the year that the Giants won the National League West. And that brings me to my next point. And that is, we're going to find out in the next 10 days where the Dodgers face this Padres team 6 times. We're going to find out, is this a Dodgers team that's going to be legendary? Or is this just a Dodgers team that had a special year last year? It's very different to win one World Series than it is to win multiple World Series. Only 14 teams in the history of this sport have won back-to-back World Series titles. And the Dodgers have an opportunity to do something that hasn't been done in a long time, and that is win back-to-back World Series titles. And we know that's the goal. Now, the question is this a Dodgers team that does things that this franchise hasn't done before? Or is this the Dodgers team that, hey, we're one of the best franchises in the history of the sport. We're one of the best franchises in professional sports. But there's leveling up, right? There's levels to this. There's levels to this. The all-time great franchises win back-to-back titles. The Lakers, Steelers, Yankees. There's so many examples of that. If you're an all-time great franchise, you win back-to-back titles. You win multiple titles in consecutive fashion. And there's a couple things that this Dodgers team has never done. One, they've never won back-to-back World Series titles. And two, they've never won the division in a year after winning the World Series. We saw in 2021, after they won in 2020, the San Francisco Giants won 107 games and won the NL West that year. And then we'll see what happens this year. And for me, look, the Padres, they think they're the main character, right? They think they have that main character energy. But let's be honest. The Dodgers are still the favorites to win the World Series. They're still the favorites to win their division. And the Padres are a side character in the Dodgers movie, right? The Dodgers are the main character. The Padres are the side character. The Rockies are like NPC. And that's just kind of how it is. And the Giants are just kind of there right now. And the Diamondbacks as well. But the big things of this series is you just can't completely fall off right now. You can't get swept. Because if the Dodgers take 2 of these next 6, they'll get the tiebreaker. So look at the scenarios here. If the Dodgers sweep, they'll be up 2 games. If they take 2 out of 3, they'll be up 1 game. If they win 1 game, they'll be down 2 games. If the Padres sweep, they'll be down 4. And it'll also tie the season series with 3 more to play in San Diego. So you just can't fall off the cliff right now. You need to do whatever you can to find a way to get past this losing streak, to get wins against the Padres. And I like the fact that somehow, some way, you go and make all these additions to the starting rotation. And somehow, some way, the biggest game of the Dodgers season so far, with just 41 games to play, has Clayton Edward Kershaw on the mound. Because of course it does. And the Dodgers caught a little break. Michael King, he was sent to the IL. He's dealing with a lower body injury, a knee issue. So it's not going to be him starting against Clayton Kershaw. But Kershaw's pitched well this year. A 3.14 ERA. He's been very solid. And in 47 starts against the Friars, Clayton Kershaw has posted a 2.19 ERA and a 23-11 record. So somehow, some way, the more things change, the more they stay the same. And Clayton Kershaw is getting the ball in a very meaningful game tonight at Dodger Stadium. And I think the other things you look at as far as how we got here and why the Dodgers have suffered this fall off that they have since the early season 8-0 start where it was, okay, the Dodgers are going to win 120 games. Look at the bullpen. If you're looking at all the position groups and you're trying to rank the strengths right now, the starting rotation has the potential to be the strongest starting rotation that I've ever seen in the Dodgers postseason runs. Like literally, like 2021 was solid when you had Max Scherzer and Walker Buehler was a Cy Young favorite late in August. Julio Urias was still around. 2017 and Pete Kirsch, you had some really nice years, but nothing as close to what they have the potential to have with this group. Just break it down. You have Tyler Glass now, ace level pitcher, game one level pitcher. Blake Snell, the best second half pitcher in the history of Major League Baseball, had the best second half of any pitcher in baseball last year, has the highest K per nine of any pitcher in the sport, a sub-4 postseason ERA. And then Yoshinobu Yamamoto, he's pitched at a near Cy Young level this year. You have Shohei Ohtani, who I think somehow, some way, the Dodgers leadoff hitter still has the best overall raw stuff of anyone in the Dodgers rotation. I truly believe that. We're talking about a guy that's pumping 101, nasty splitter, nasty sweeper. So you got those guys, and you only need 4 starters in the postseason. The Dodgers' 4 starters, I'd put up against any other team's rotation in Major League Baseball. So that's going to be the strength this year. It was the weakness last year when you needed 2.5 starters to win the World Series. It's going to be a strength this year. As long as those guys stay healthy, and yes, find every piece of wood you can find a knock on and hope that that's the case. But I'm trying to make you guys feel good about this team because this is not Dodgers State TV. This is just a straight up fact. Like, the quality of this rotation is so much better than it was last year that at the end of the day, if you get just B-level performance from all these guys, you still have an elite rotation. And I still think you're going to get A-level performances from these guys. But the bullpen's the biggest thing. I mean, the Dodgers rotation, they rank last in the sport in innings pitched at 559 2/3 innings. They've also used 38 pitchers this year. That's tied for second most in the sport. I think this is 4D chess by Andrew Friedman and the Dodgers. I think this was all completely intentional. And I think the goal was always, can we get these guys into October where we still are in the postseason, hopefully have still won the division, but we have access to all of our top level arms. And we are 41 games away from that goal becoming a reality. They're so close to getting that I think that if that meant taxing the bullpen as much as they did, they're willing to go that route. And the bullpen has thrown 516 2/3 innings this year. That is 24 2/3 innings more than any team in Major League Baseball. They have a 4.20 ERA. That's 20th in Major League Baseball. It has gone up in the last couple of months, and getting key guys back is the biggest pro in all that. You need Blake Tryon to start pitching like Blake Tryon of last year. You need Kopech to come back and Tanner Scott, and you need Kirby Yates to come back and pitch well. And then there's also, I think, a secret weapon in that mix. And there's 2 of them. So the 2 I want to talk about, first one is Bobby Miller. Because Bobby Miller continues to pitch well down in AAA. Last night, he had another scoreless inning in relief for AAA Oklahoma City. He now has 6 straight scoreless relief appearances in a row. He's retired 21 of the 23 hitters that he's faced during this stretch. He's getting ground balls. He got a double play. He's more efficient. And then also the velocity is playing up. He has 5 strikeouts in 6 innings, which is not great. You want to see more punch from a starting pitcher that is converted to a reliever that throws that hard. But the velocity is playing. The velocity has gone from 97 plus to now he's averaging 99.3 miles per hour on that 4-seam fastball. He also is throwing sliders, throwing a curveball. And if you're looking for stuff that plays up, that's the kind of stuff that has the potential to play up. I think we are getting near the point where you have to consider it. And look, we had Bobby Miller on this show last week, and we posted a reel where I asked Bobby Miller about going to the bullpen, and I had to delete like a bunch of comments because you guys are being mean to Bobby Miller. I saw some of the comments where Bobby Miller said on the show that he's willing to do anything to help the Los Angeles Dodgers. And when some people say, they said, oh, if you want to help the Dodgers, join the Padres. If you want to help the Dodgers, stay in AAA. If you want to help the Dodgers, throw batting practice to Mookie Betts. No. If you want to help the Dodgers, you embrace this role, continue to improve, and then if he gets his shot and runs with it, I think that's interesting. And then also for everyone out there that wants this massive closer, right? Well, it was reported that the Dodgers were not interested in any of the Minnesota Twins closers or high leverage guys. There was a report by Bobby Nightingale Jr. of the Minnesota Star Tribune. By the way, that is the son of friend of the show, Bob Nightingale. He wrote, the Dodgers didn't show much interest in Duran or Jax, and the Twins valued Outman more than the prospects who were discussed. So that's interesting. If there's truth to that, that means that there really just wasn't a path to getting an elite reliever, because Duran went to the Phillies, 2 top 6 prospects. Griffin Jax going to the Rays. You had Ryan Helsley going to the Mets. David Bednar goes to the Yankees. Mason Miller, they gave up everything to get him. You saw what AJ Preller had to give up to get him. Gave up the San Diego Zoo, SeaWorld, Blink-182, Tony Hawk, the Tony Gwynn statue, Gas Lamp, the Channel 4 news team, everything from San Diego to get Mason Miller. So I think part of the reason for that is you wanted the value of Brock Stewart. You believe in the guys you're going to get back in Tanner Scott, Kirby Yates, Michael Kopech, Blake Tryon and company. But also, let's not forget that Shohei Ohtani, and I'm going to call this right now, I think Shohei Ohtani is going to get at least 1 save in a clinching game for the Dodgers this postseason. And I think the way they should use Shohei Ohtani is you use him early in a postseason series. For example, in the NLDS, you have a day off between games 1 and 2. I would open with Shohei Ohtani, get 5 dominant innings out of him, win game 1, then he focuses on being that explosive bat throughout the rest of the series. And then when they need to close it out, you bring out Shohei Ohtani and he goes full 2023 WBC, pumping 101 mile per hour gas on you, and he gets the save. So Duran's nice. Mason Miller's nice. Bednar's nice. Helsley's nice. I think Shohei Ohtani is much nicer, though. I'd take Shohei Ohtani in a game-clinching situation over any of those guys. And I think that's what the Dodgers are going to do. And it makes perfect sense. You use him early on, he focuses on hitting, and then he uses it as a clincher. Now, where have we seen this from the Dodgers before? All right, checks notes. That's right. Walker Buehler last year. Oh, where do we see that before that? Oh, that's right. Julio Urias in 2020. In fact, you go all the way back. That's like the story of the Dodgers winning World Series titles, is a starter going deep into games or them using a starter to clinch games. 2020, Julio Urias. 2024, Walker Buehler. 88, Oral Hershiser. Sandy Koufax, 63 and 65, pitched all 9 innings. 81 is the last time with Howell that you had a different guy that was closing things out. So it's kind of how this history of this franchise has worked out. So look, a lot of those teams we're talking about that added closers, they don't have a Shohei Ohtani in their back pocket. So I'm less and less worried about the bullpen, just because I do think that at the end of the day, the starting pitching is such a strength potentially, and the offense is still the offense, that there's no reason why the Dodgers should not still be favorites right now to win the World Series. And I think that they're going to flip the switch against the Padres. I really, truly believe that. And I think we're going to learn a lot about this team in the next couple of weeks. I really, really do. But my man, Noel Sanchez, he was out at Legends Addict. Did he find his card yet? Did you ask him?
I did ask him. He said that he hasn't found the card just yet, but he said he's remaining hopeful, and hopefully it's someone that watches the show and saw your interview with him.
That's my dream. My dream is to either get the card myself or have someone open a box and say, oh, I was watching your interview with D-Mac and I bought a box and hey, here's the card. Yeah.
Next week, I'd say maybe Monday after the Padres series, we should do that pack opening on the show.
We should. So I called a couple of card shops, and here's the thing. To get the automatic autograph, you have to get the $300 box. So if you just get a pack, you're not guaranteed an autograph. But if you do get the $300 box where Roki Sasaki's on the cover, you are guaranteed a autograph. So it would be pretty awesome. But Noel, he was out there. He talked to Kirsten Watson. He talked to Steven Nelson. He also caught up with Dills. Will Smith signing autographs for Dodgers fans. Smith is having one of the best years we've seen from a catcher in recent years. His best year as a pro. I have some thoughts on how they'll use Will Smith down the stretch here. But here was Noel catching up with the all-star catcher for the Los Angeles Dodgers.
What's up, Dodgers Nation? Today we're here with Dodgers star Will Smith. Will, how are you doing today, my man?
Good. Thanks for having me.
Of course, of course. So you've been someone that's been adamant about giving back to the community. Of course, you had your event at Dodger Stadium where you had kids out there, students, not only learning about the game, but also doing activities to just help their bodies. And then recently you had your comedy night, and now today we're at Legends Attic giving back to the fans. Just how important has that been for you, not just in your career, but especially a season after winning the World Series?
Yeah, I mean the fans packed Dodger Stadium, so it's super cool just to meet them, get to interact with them a little face-to-face time. So I always enjoy that. But yeah, our foundation, Catching Hope, we started a few years ago. It's just all about giving back to kids that need it most, doing what we can to provide opportunities, provide supplies, equipment, whatever it is that they need. So yeah, we really enjoy doing that. Obviously, the comedy night is our fundraiser every year. We have a really fun night. Have some great comedians, teammates are there. Have a really good night. So, it's all for these kids.
And then moving back to the field, of course, a lot of roster changes this season. Trying to go back to back, doing something really special. You're someone at the catcher position that's been playing at an elite level for a while. There's been changes on the roster, of course. Austin Barnes getting off the roster, Dalton Rushing moving up. How has that been for you? Having changes like that in that catcher slot.
Yeah. Every year we have new teammates, new pitchers, new hitters, all that. So yeah, it's the team we got right now. It's the 2025 Dodgers. We're a great team. Definitely can win a World Series. Just got to play good baseball, stick to what we do well, do our jobs, and hopefully win.
And you're someone that's been very professional about multiple matchup, multiple series. You have the big Padres series coming up. I know last time around you said you guys were just looking at a different game, but I mean, what do you expect now that, of course, you had Mookie last night saying that everybody knows it's a big series, with the divisional lead, but just how are you guys preparing for that, and what are you expecting out of that?
Yeah, it should be a fun 3 games. I'm sure Dodger Stadium's gonna be packed, it's gonna be loud, it's gonna be crazy, which should be fun. I always love playing there when it's crazy. Yeah, they're big games. We got a month and a half left, so it's kind of getting down to the wire. So yeah, these are 3 big ones. We definitely want to sweep them here. Yeah.
And one last question for you, Will. Of course, you've been up in center seeing Shohei Ohtani go back to that two-way player status. Last night, he returned to Angel Stadium, struck out Trout once again, not once but twice. Ever since that WBC 2023, it's been a big, big thing. Just how's that been for you, seeing him go back to that status?
Yeah, it's been fun. Obviously, just being a DH last year was pretty cool, special. Obviously, 50-50 season and stuff. But yeah, then he's going on the mound every once a week or so, and just dominating hitters too. So it's cool. It's we're fortunate to have him. It's been really fun.
Awesome, Will. Dodgers Nation appreciates you. We wish you the best of luck the rest of the season, and it's gonna be a great time today at Legends Attic.
There you go. How about my man Noel Sanchez talking to Will Smith at Legends Attic, our friends over there. Awesome stuff, Noel. And I think you got a really good version of Will Smith because he's a guy that he's intense. When it's game day, pre-game, post-game, he's very laser focused. That's like, hey man, that's like fun zone opened up like a couple of dry martinis, like having a good time, Will Smith. And I like what he said. I mean, the best thing that I heard from him was, hey, we want to sweep. I mean, that's the mindset.
Yeah. No, I mean, like I've seen like the interviews he did, especially during the series where he said they're just looking at it like any other game when they've matched up. So to have that mindset right now, he knows the job needs to be done. Yeah, he mentioned that, season's coming down to an end and it's just that time to lock in. Yeah. And that, look, there's this thing about people, this team doesn't have fire. Where's the fire guy? It's like, do they forget that this team came back against this same Padres team last year? And was there fire? Yeah. Kike Hernandez, if you want to say that, he's still on this team, right? I mean, I think that's just the most overblown thing about, this team's lacking fire. No, they're not lacking fire. They're lacking a fireman in the form of a guy that can come out of the bullpen and get outs and not blow leads. And that really is the number one thing. Can this team
solidify this bullpen in any way. Because if it can, and it does, they're going to win the World Series again. And it's a major if, and there's big questions about it. But if they were able to piece together a rotation last year, they can piece together a bullpen. I mean, just kind of more things on that note. And the number one thing the Dodgers need to figure out down the stretch is the bullpen. Well, just some questions about it that we haven't really talked about as well is, look, Brusdar Graterol, he's unlikely to return to this team. He had shoulder surgery in the offseason. There was a chance he was going to be back in September. It's unlikely he's going to be back. Brock Stewart, their reliever trade deadline acquisition, he's going to be back at some point in the next couple of weeks. So hopefully there's nothing serious there. They said it was the best case scenario that they caught it early and that hopefully he's back. But Tanner Scott, Kirby Yates, Blake Tryon, Alex Vesia have all kind of regressed a little bit. And then you look at Max Muncy. We need to find out what happens with Max Muncy because that is one of the biggest factors heading into this series. He was scratched on Wednesday with right side soreness. There was a report that CJ Alexander was with the team as a non-roster taxi guy, but was that precautionary because of Max Muncy? Well, it turns out that that story wasn't 100% true, and then I guess apparently it's not, so I'm still waiting to find out exactly what the deal is there. But Muncy has dealt with this a couple times in the past throughout his career. They need him back in the lineup. I mean, this team with Max Muncy is a totally different team, and that's really been kind of the thing with this Dodgers team. I mean, you kind of look at where they've been up until July 3rd versus post-July 3rd. So July 3rd, up until then, 56-32. And then you look at how many runs they scored per game, 5.6 runs per game. After that, they're down to 4 runs per game. The Padres, their offense has been pretty steady. Through July 3rd, average 4.09 runs per game. After that, 4.49 runs per game. But it's the offense as a whole that I think can definitely improve if you're the Dodgers, and you're going to need Max Muncy a part of that group. There's no doubt about it. But let's take some comments here. Give me your predictions. Padres, Dodgers. Do you feel like this Dodgers team is tired? I've seen that on so many different places, that this team is feeling the effects of all these extended runs in the postseason, that they're feeling the effects of having a shortened spring training and going to Tokyo, and the fact that you had to play deep into the postseason last year. And I've had players tell me that. I've had multiple players in the Dodgers tell me that, yeah, I mean, look, this team definitely is tired for sure. But that's kind of what makes me believe that a series like this weekend is coming at the perfect time, and that why they are capable of flipping the switch. You got your all-star hitter back in Mookie Betts. He's been hitting like the old Mookie Betts for the last 9 games. And Max Muncy, hopefully this isn't anything serious, and he's back into that lineup. Now, the bottom of the lineup has not been good. Alex Freeland, and you're just not getting enough production out of that group. So you really need to get Hesung Kim and Kike Hernandez and Tommy Edman back to really feel awesome about this lineup as a whole. But there's no doubt about it. Sure. Like, is this team tired? I'm sure they are, right? By the same token, let's be honest. I think part of the plan of the offseason was, okay, this team is having a World Series hangover. All right, fine. Well, let's bring in players that didn't go to that party, right? That were not hungover. And that's why they went out there and they got Blake Snell and Tanner Scott and Kirby Yates. And you added pieces that weren't a part of this group. And even some of the guys that are pitching for this team this year and playing for this team weren't big parts of that team last year. Like a lot of guys are, like Shohei, Freddie, Mookie, Muncy, Smith. I mean, a lot of guys are. There's no doubt about it. But I don't know. I just don't think that's the reason why. I mean, it's the fact that they've dealt with injuries and that the bullpen has not been well. I just don't think that is the number one reason why this team is doing that. I think this team knows that there's something that they could accomplish that hasn't been done in a long time, and I don't think that they're going to let fatigue get in the way of that. It won't be the reason why the Dodgers ultimately lose. Some more comments here. This is MTV Gen X watcher fan. My kid went to school in San Diego wearing a Dodger jersey yesterday, and a whole lot of low wanker Padre fans gave him crap. My kid pretended to shiver with fear and pointed to his ring finger. There you go. There you go. I like that. I like that. Give you a little fire take right there. Yeah, I mean, I told you. One of my favorite things is you can say Dodgers have more World Series titles, at the same amount of World Series titles as the Padres have postseason appearances. Also, you can say too, I mean, the Padres are the longest lasting Major League Baseball team to not win a World Series. So, I mean, here's the thing. It's all trash talk. It's all fun and games, but let's focus on the Dodgers, 2022 is the best San Diego ever looked, and they couldn't do it. That's from Andre 3Stack X. Yeah, I mean, that's what I said yesterday. When the Dodgers beat the Padres in the postseason, it is en route to a World Series title. Everyone talks about, they slayed the dragon. Yeah, how about that was so cool when they went on to win the World Series. All right, they didn't. Dodgers Girls 70, I will be at tonight's game and Sunday's game. I will be losing my voice. Baseline, the band Yo Doug or Noel, do you guys know if they're giving away a Demon Slayer cup or anything and where they will be distributed? I got to go to Noel on that one. Noel, any info on the Demon Slayer stuff?
Yeah. They're giving away the hats to everyone. I don't think they're giving away cups, but there's going to be concessions spread all throughout the stadium. An account that I like to follow is Dodger Stadium Food. Like a couple hours before the game, every time they have special items, they'll post exactly where to find them, and they'll post like little pictures. So you can give that account a follow and take a look today. But there will be some cups for sure.
Yeah, I did look up the whole Demon Slayer thing. It's pretty interesting. Basically, his family was slaughtered, and then his sister is transformed into a demon or something. Are you a fan of this show?
Oh, see, I've like dove into anime here and there. I have a lot of friends that are very big Demon Slayer fans that are going tonight. So it's what I want to see is for the One Piece night, everybody was wearing the hat and they got that picture of everybody in the crowd rocking it. I want to see something like that again today with that hat.
Ah, nice. Hey, that hat looks pretty sick.
Yeah.
I will say the hat's pretty nice. We got some more down below here. Dodgers Dugout Live on a Friday, getting it ready for Dodgers Padres tonight at the Ravine. Feels like a postseason matchup. All games are sold out. It's going to be absolutely electric at Dodgers Stadium. And it feels like there's some fans that are panicking a little bit. They're a little nervous. And I also think that Dodgers fans are starting to get a little more confident too. We got Sergio D-Mac. Have you ever noticed the arrow pointing up in the LA logo? That's where we are headed. Let's go Dodgers. Okay, I'll give you a Dodgers for life for that one. Dodgers for life. We've got some more down below. Padres fans acting exactly like they did after Game 3 last year. Little brothers will never learn. Padres lineup 1 through 9 is so much more deeper. I think it's balanced for sure, but I think that the Dodgers ceiling is much higher, and there's no doubt about that. I mean, you go lineup for lineup. We can go lineup for lineup if you want to do that and just kind of see the advantages. We got an update too on Roki and Kopech that we'll talk about here in a second. But you go lineup for lineup, and even with the additions, I think it's still a Dodgers lineup that's just more potent. That truly is a more potent lineup top to bottom. I mean, you got Freddie Freeman, who is a better hitter with a game on the line than anyone that the Padres can throw out there. And you have Shohei Ohtani, who leads the National League in weighted runs created plus and home runs. And then you got Will Smith, who leads the National League in batting average and on-base percentage, who's having himself a career year. Mookie Betts is looking like Mookie Betts once again. But let's look at this lineup side by side. So, leadoff hitter, who gets the advantage? Fernando Tatis Jr. or Shohei Ohtani? Shohei, advantage. Luis Ariz or Mookie Betts? Luis Ariz, we know he can hit for contact and put the ball in play. I feel really good about Mookie Betts. I mean, I really do. Noel, I want to get one of those presets for. I want to get where Mookie's like, I like this.
Yeah, that should be our next sound on here for you to play. We'll get that queued up.
I like this because the numbers pre and post ovation, the numbers pre and post hanging out with JD Martinez, he has changed his swing. The hard contact, he's not changed his swing, but mechanically, he's more in tune with that top hand, getting through the baseball, not getting overpowered by fastballs or anything like that. And anytime he's putting the ball in play, he's kind of finding that middle range. We were hanging out with Adrian Gonzalez earlier this week, and he said that, hey, when you're Mookie Betts and you're not 6'4", 230 pounds, chiseled, looking super buff, that can be the difference in a baseball being a home run and a fly ball to the warning track. That extra 5 to 10 feet is really important. So don't discount the fact that we're deeper into this season and he continues to kind of get back to where he was from a strength standpoint. There's no doubt about that as well. So, yeah, a couple updates. Yeah, we'll do some 7th inning stretch too because we got a high 5. We're going to count down the top 5 most heated moments between the Dodgers and the Padres. So, couple of updates on some injured Dodgers. Michael Kopech, he threw yesterday. I watched it. Nothing on. I had to watch some minor league baseball because that's what I'm about, right? Michael Kopech, he faced 6 hitters through 24 pitches, just 10 for strikes. Went 2/3 of an inning, gave up 3 runs on 2 hits, had a strikeout and 2 walks. Concerning thing was the command. He threw 2 wild pitches. The 4-seamer was sitting at 98, which is solid. Changeup, cutter. He was missing up in the strike zone. So mechanically, I'm sure that knee is going to take a couple appearances to feel confident about and to feel better about. He had a meniscectomy for that torn meniscus. So he's huge. I mean, he's going to be absolutely massive. I mean, they need him back in this Dodgers bullpen. He was gigantic for this team. I will say, I like how he's doing the show flow with the beard. I think he's trying to get back to 2024 Michael Kopech. Then there's Roki Sasaki. And I was really hyped to see Roki. I wanted him to go out there, have a really positive outing. And the fact that he finished it was certainly positive, but he did struggle. He went 2+ innings. His fastball was anywhere between 92 and 94. He allowed 3 runs on 6 hits, had 0 strikeouts and just 1 walk. And the positive was when he did throw that fork ball, that demon fork, that ghost fork, it definitely still is there. But what really is the most concerning thing for me is what happened to the fastball. The whiffs are just not there. Not enough swing and miss on the heater. The velocity continues to stay down. This is a guy that has only thrown 2 fastballs that have gone harder than 100 miles per hour all season long, and they both came in his first start of the season against the Cubs. So I think we need to completely recalibrate our expectations for Roki Sasaki. And yes, I am the dude who was like, hey, he could be the Dodgers version of Paul Skeens. But I don't think that he's completely healthy. I mean, how can a guy go from throwing 100 consistently and sitting at 98, 99, now he's at 92 and 94? Could that be just mechanics? Is he really taking off from the velocity that much just to stay in the zone? There's something seriously up with Roki Sasaki, I think, just from an attack plan velocity standpoint, because for him to be effective, that fastball has to play because he already doesn't have a third pitch in an effective slider and one that he can go to regularly. So he needs that fastball to play up. He really does. So it was just his first start back. But if you had any hope that he was going to be a guy that threw into the bullpen as a short burst situation, at least right now, it doesn't look like that's going to be the case. It really was just about getting his feet wet this year. You still have him under team control for 5 more seasons after this year. He's still a project. He's still really raw. And it almost feels like the Dodgers just threw him into the deep end when you kind of had to start him in the shallow part of the pool, maybe put some floaties on him, learn to swim a little bit. But they just threw him in the deep end like, hey, you can go start on a big league team with World Series aspirations. Go for it. And it hasn't worked out so far. And last night, it was not the best start for Roki Sasaki, but I'm happy that he's back out there. I actually watched his post-game press conference, and it was in all Japanese, but I didn't realize until like the 4-minute mark that no one was speaking English at all. And they were I got to find out what they were laughing at. Did you watch it?
I didn't watch it, but I saw someone say that they were there and they heard everyone laughing, so they laughed along with the attack. Like they
see, that's awesome.
That's something you would do.
Yeah, and 100% something I would do. And just to not feel left out, get the FOMO. I had to find out what it was. I mean, I'd never seen Roki Sasaki laugh like that in front of American reporters, so I'm sure it was something really funny and cool to see. So I'm definitely, I love me some Roki Sasaki. I still think that all the potential and ceiling is there for him, but something just is not right with that fastball. Now, other thing too, Will Smith. So I found this interesting where Dave Roberts said that for Will Smith, that he's going to make sure that he's qualifying for the batting titles, that he can be eligible for all these awards. Dave Roberts said, quote, he's going to qualify no matter what. I'll make sure of that. I'm going to make sure he gets enough at-bats. And that definitely is what you want to hear. There's no doubt about it. But I mean, the fact that it's even a topic of conversation is what bothers me. And yes, their plan has worked in that you DFA'd Austin Barnes, you promoted Dalton Rushing. He's been really solid behind the dish. The offense has not really been there as much. Did get his first home run off a non-position player the other night against the Angels to tie the game. But I think you got to kind of take the governor off of Will Smith down the stretch because this offense needs him. This lineup needs him. With Max Muncy being in and out, with some of these guys slumping, you have injured Tommy Edman. I mean, this offense needs one of the best hitters. Imagine having one of the best hitters in baseball, but he's not playing as much as you need him to play. And if you're not familiar with the rule for players to qualify for these awards is a batter must record at least 3.1 plate appearances per scheduled league game to qualify for individual category leadership in batting average, on-base percentage, and slugging percentage. So it shouldn't be that difficult to keep him in there enough to qualify for that. But that's not what I'm concerned about. What I'm concerned about is having him in there more than he has been. Will Smith needs to be behind the home plate, behind the dish in all three against the Padres this weekend and all three against the Padres next weekend. And I think for this team, the question is, do you want him fresh for the postseason or do you want to kind of play him now? I think you have to communicate with him, and it's definitely not easy to be an everyday catcher, especially the level that he's at, but he's still on the exact pace to qualify for the batting titles. You don't really need to change anything. I just think that from an optics standpoint and just from a, hey, let's roll type of standpoint, that he definitely needs to be in there. And there's 41 games left. He's going to need to play essentially all those games, really, and make sure that he's in there. Because batting title would be big for him. I know for me, I'm not a big batting average guy. I can't understand why a statistic would not differentiate a single, double, triple, or home run. That doesn't make sense for someone like myself, and that's what batting average essentially simplifies, right? A single is just as good as a home run, according to batting average. But still, it means something to these players, and it does show you that at the very least, you're making something really good happen consistently by putting the ball in play and getting a single there. So I need to see Will Smith in there, a full-time job. And yes, you want him for the postseason. You want to make sure he's fresh, but I still think that you manage him up until this point enough to where you can still reap the benefit of all that. Okay, let's go to the seventh inning stretch. It's a jam-packed show. We still got our top five Noel we got into. So let's hit some seventh inning stretch, guys. All your thoughts, comments, and questions about your boys in blue. Let's look for a comment of the show. Let's look out for a comment of the show. You can get a Roki of the Year t-shirt if you win. Those we're going to send to a foreign country, the same the same country that's wearing the Pacers World Championship. No, the same people that are wearing the Padres 2024 NLDS champion shirt. Okay, so that's coming up next on the seventh inning stretch.
The seventh inning stretch.
All right, we got should have kept Jansen. How about no? No, but hey, the California Adventure, you got to give him credit as having a good year. I still think that it's so funny how people now want to keep Kenley Jansen as if the best version of Kenley Jansen in 2017 didn't give up a home run to Marwin Gonzalez or did not pitch well in Game 4 of the 2020 World Series. I mean, he was really good in 2021. I will give him that, but I mean, even when Kenley Jansen was at the peak of his powers, he struggled in big moments. And it doesn't really matter how good you are in the regular season. If you can't perform in the postseason, it's not enough for this team. I know people think he's a lock to be in the Hall of Fame. And sure, it's not easy to get in as a closer. I've talked about it on this show a couple times, but love me some Kenley, but I like him more when he's not on my team. Claudia 11, D-Mac looks good in all black. Johnny Cash vibes. Hey, dressing up for that Padres funeral. No, I was playing. Mason. Wait, I actually think Noel's wearing all black today too. Nice.
I got the black tee on.
And J-Rob.
J-Rob too.
J-Rob. By the way, is J-Rob your favorite, man? You want to say what's up to the people? Yeah, J-Rob. Did you guys you told him where you're gonna go on your on the fan cave, right?
Yeah. So I did my departure. Shout out to Dodgers Nation. Shout out to everybody that was a part of the fan cave every winter. I really appreciate it. It was a lot of fun. And I really enjoyed my time here at Dodgers Nation. It's meant the world to me. So
yeah, J-Rob's gonna fall under that category of once a Dodger, always a Dodger. He's not gonna be like the Manny Machados, the Reddicks, the ones that Dodgers fans hate. He's gonna be one of those, like a Cody Bellinger. He's gonna be like a Cody Bellinger type. Like he's back. It's like, oh man, there's J-Rob again. All those watch parties.
Yeah, I know.
Like what percentage did you get converted from Yankee fan originally? He's from the East Coast, guys.
Yeah.
He's from the East Coast.
Yeah, I'm from New Jersey.
You
guy.
get mad for a guy
I
that's
grew up,
rooting for a team where he grew up loving, right? But what percentage did you go from like Yankees fan to Dodgers fan? Like how much of that shit?
I mean, I'm gonna be honest. I think it was crazy because my first year here, I got to experience a World Series and I got to experience Dodger fans. And I'll be honest, like, you know, for the Dodgers fans that were, you know, very harsh on me during the watch parties, every time that me and Noel were outside and everything, like the love I got was awesome. You know, like you could tell that like Dodgers fans have a real spirit about them. And so it was great. Like I probably say like the Yankees will always be in my heart, but the Dodgers are easily like, I'm always going to be rooting for the Dodgers.
Wait, Dodgers fans being harsh? No way. No way. I don't believe that. I don't believe that. I can't see it. But all right, guys, we got some more. We got D-Mac needs to give the Doyers a motivational speech. LOL. Yeah, I'll get my Tommy Lasorda on, right? D-Mac, what's your opinion on the second base overtime role as far as the regular season goes? I'm okay with it. I mean, this is a Dodgers team that has pitched so many innings out of the pen. You don't want to see pitchers be impacted that much. Postseason, not a chance, right? But I think the Manfred Man, the ghost runner, has been pretty okay for baseball. I want to see him go to the home run derby thing like we saw in the All-Star game. I think that was kind of fun where Kyle Schwarber won it. By the way, Justin Turner actually takes credit for that idea. Mason, Kim 7, D-Mac, what up? We got Mr. Lazy. How close would it have been in the last game with the Angels if the ump made all the right calls? Yeah, JB Buckner doing his best. I think Stevie Wonder could have done a better job than him in that game. And yeah, there were some missed calls for sure. Calls off the plate that should have gone the Dodgers' way, especially even the game before, 2 games before, Yamamoto got squeezed. But this team is too talented to blame things on calls. And here's the truth of that. The Dodgers can't say anything because Ben Kasparius was gifted one the night prior that should have ended the game. So a lot of times you see calls go both ways. We know that the ABS system is on the way. I expect it implemented in Major League Baseball next year, and that's going to be that. I mean, that's just truly going to be that. But yeah, I think my big take was I better not see Buckner, who needs to be investigated, umping in postseason games. I mean, especially for the Dodgers, because that was very brutal and painful to watch. Keith Potter, D-Mac, other than Steve Garvey and Snell, who are all, you want to play that game? Oh my God. Dave Roberts, Manny Machado. Yeah. Let's get it. We don't have enough show for that. I'll do that for you on Tuesday. I promise you. I think we did that
post-game show.
I'll do it on the post-game show for sure. Adrian Gonzalez, our friend Agon. Gotta love our friend Agon for sure. Steve D-Mac, Andrew needs to bring Joe Kelly, if only to plug Tatis in the to plunk. I think you mean. I don't think you want to plug Tatis. I don't know what that. Plunk Tatis in the ribs. I got you so, bruh. You guys are weird, bro. Why are you guys being weird?
Okay, I'm pretty sure he meant plunk. I'm pretty sure he meant plunk, Doug. Come on.
Yeah, okay, plunk.
He did not need a brother.
Whoever's the hottest.
You violated him.
Remember, he hit our hottest hitter, and that's probably why we lost to the Cards. I mean, look, there's no doubt about it. I mean, we talked about on the show, bring Joe Kelly back, a man on a mission. But I think that's also what makes this Dodgers team different and shows that they don't put as much attention to the Padres as the Padres do to them. So we'll see. If it happens naturally and organically, I'm totally fine with it. But you're not going to go out there and just throw it at dude right away. I just don't think that is what this Dodgers team is going to do. We know Kershaw ain't giving up a free a free batter like that too, right? I mean, so we'll see. Here's the thing. It always gets interesting. Get your popcorn ready. Get 3 bags of popcorn. Man, I'm hungry for some popcorn. Like some butter on that. Speedy Claxton, 2174, $2. Call Muncy and ask him what's going on for tonight. What's going on? You know what? So we should, yeah, man. We did a lot for. He did a lot for us, but we did go all in on his charity. So maybe this one thing he can do for us is make Dodgers fan. I don't even care. You know, I don't even care about getting credit for reporting it. I just want to know that he's okay and that he's going to be in the Dodgers lineup helping this team. Domingo Vargas, 6543. Don't forget to heckle Tatis in right field pavilion. He gets rattled easy. Yeah, I mean, he was shaking his. He's like shaking it. Last year, his groin area, which is weird. The tongue, that tongue thing, that was weird. Yeah, Fernando Tatis, Mario Ruiz. Is it gonna rock? It's gonna be as a rock concert. They will rock Kershaw. Wow, how long did it take you to come up with that fire line right there? Wow. Nando 390 D-Mac wearing all black for the Dodgers funeral this weekend.
Finish him.
Come on. Nando. Dodgers have also been around for almost 100 years, more than San Diego. Nando, Players Weekend gimmicks are better than the City Connect jersey. Is that this weekend?
Yeah, Players Weekend is this weekend.
So what are the Dodgers doing?
So I think some special bats. And
I know the bats. Has anyone shown anything?
No pictures just yet, but they just drop like descriptions. Yeah.
I like it. Snafu D-Mac, obviously living in AC, wearing that long sleeve shirt. It's pretty nice here in this studio, but it was, this is a Travis Matthews shout out to our friends over them. Pretty thin, breathable. Tony Rico 94 D-Mac, what up? Shout out from Van Nuys. Let's beat the Padres. Move Betts to right field. Everything will change for Michael. We talked about that a lot. Get Bob Miller to the pen ASAP from number 1, JSW92009. This is the greatest chat. No chat is better. I'm taking this chat with me to Anchorage to show Vladdy that America has the best chats and the Dodgers is the best chat. Honestly, I will say, this is the best chat. The funniest people, the cleverest line. I don't think I've ever done a show where I don't genuinely laugh. I'm not an easy laugh either. I really not. Robert is an easy laugh. Our producer who did the Superman thing. Hey, Robert, do your crazy laugh. That's my Robert.
Yo,
that's how Robert laughs, right? I'm not to me. I gotta see something really funny to laugh. Hopefully we laugh at the Padres this weekend. But Tatis, bro, you zesty my boy. Oh, wait a minute. Hold up. I said Tatis, meaning you can't spell Padres without PED. Talking about the ringworm cream, and this guy, bring that back up there, Noel.
He said tat cheeks.
He thought I was saying tat cheeks. Oh wait, tat cheeks.
Yeah.
Okay, who bring his name back up there?
All right, hold on.
Little Control Z right there. His name was @Sleeps23. Says tat.
Oh,
cheeks.
he has 23 in his name.
He has 20. He said, "Bro, you zesty my boy." I was not saying tat cheeks, right? I mean, come on, that's more of a Noel thing. No, just like, but that was not. I said tat cheeks. Okay, Duke, Rabbit, Dodgers are winning all 3 games this weekend. Honestly, if they get swept, I'm going to freaking throw up. Joe Magazzini, D-Mac, what's one of the biggest keys to the series? I think you need to see some length out of your starting rotation. I really do. When you got Kirsch and Snell and Glass now and guys that have not gone deep into games, you want to put the bullpen in the best position where they don't have to cover as many innings. Everyone talked about the bullpen during the Angels series, but Yamamoto didn't pitch well. Sheehan didn't pitch well enough. Yamamoto gave up 6. Sheehan gave up 5. And even Shohei gave up 4 and didn't finish 5. So that's another thing to consider as well. Nando, Kendrick Lamar, when watching the Dodgers this year, turned the TV off. Wow. MTV Gen X, hi D-Mac. I'm likely one of the most optimistic Dodgers fans. Been one since birth and have 5 out of the 6 generations of Dodgers fans behind me. However, I'm concerned about our boys in blue. Concern is fine. There's a lot of reasons to be concerned for this team. You just gotta have to hope that, and hope is not a strategy, but you got to believe in the talent. You got to believe in the guys that won that World Series last year. Most of those guys are still on this team this year. And yes, guys have gotten older. Guys have played a lot of baseball, but you got to still believe and your boys in blue. All right, running out of time, so let's go to the walk-off.
The walk-off.
Hits the ball to right field. She is gone.
All right, today for the walk-off, we're going to talk about Tommy Lasorda and a rant he went on after he got into it with Kurt Baklava. So probably the biggest feud before the recent stuff that we've seen where it's Suarez throwing at Shohei Ohtani or Manny Machado blowing a kiss, or Brusdar Graterol blowing a kiss to Manny Machado after Cody Bellinger robbed Fernando Tatis Jr. I mean, there's so many moments in this rivalry, but Lasorda versus Kurt Baklava was one of the most hilarious things that you ever see. The YouTube video of this alone has 1.7 million views. And just to rewind on it, he thought Kurt Baklava accused Tommy Lasorda of having Tom Niedenfuer throw at one of the Padres players. And the Baklava called him the fat little Italian, right? And they said that he should be fined for his role. And Lasorda responded in one of the most heated, unhinged ways you'll ever hear. You'll never hear this again. But you'll never hear a manager talk about a player on another team like Tommy Lasorda did. We bleeped out the bad words, so we know it's a family show. But hey, you got to know your Dodgers history, and this is one of the most epic Dodgers Padres moments from the great Tommy Lasorda, who was the nicest guy in the world, but don't get on his bad side. And Baklava, he made the ultimate mistake and got on Tommy's bad side.
Tell you what I think about it. I think that is very, very bad for that man to make an accusation like that. That is terrible. I have never, ever, since I've managed, ever told a pitcher to throw at anybody, nor will I ever. And if I ever did, I certainly wouldn't make him throw at a 130 hitter like Lefebvre or Bavakwa, who could hit water if he fell out of a boat. And I guarantee you this, when I pitched, and I was going to pitch against a team that had guys on it like Bavakwa, I sent a limousine to get the to make sure he was in the lineup, because I kicked that cocksucker's head any day in a week. He's a big mouth, I'll tell you that.
So yeah, there's Tommy Lasorda, man. the legendary Tommy Lasorda. Just crazy stuff right there. But all right, guys, we'll be back after the game tonight for the post-game show. Drop your called shot, though. Who's your called shot for tonight? I'm going to go, let's go Shohei, and let's go Mookie. How about you, Noel? I'm going to Mookie Bomb.
Ooh, you're going double? I'll go double too. I'll go Shohei as well for sure. I'll go with Shohei Freddie.
Shohei Freddie, I like that. Drop it down below. Who do you guys have? Who is your called shot? And as far as predictions this series, I got the Dodgers taking 2 out of 3 games. I would love to see a sweep. I just don't want to go that far based on the current state of the bullpen, them blowing games, the Padres team coming in hot. Like I said, I hope you tune into this show because it's the Keep 100 Dodgers show. Still believe this offense has been better of late. I think that this offense starts to click with more consistency, and I think you get a better performance out of the starters than you did during that Angels series. I'm going 2 out of 3 for your boys in blue. But let me know down below in the comment section, what is your prediction? How about you, Noel? You got a sweep?
I got a sweep.
You got a sweep for the Padres. You got the Padres.
Sweep for the Dodgers.
Oh, Dodgers. Okay.
Come on, man.
I mean, you never know. You never know. So I would love to see that. I would love to see that. Break out the broomsticks for San Diego. That would be great stuff. This is 2 great teams. The most electric matchup in Major League Baseball. Feels like a postseason game tonight. So buckle up, get that popcorn ready, and join us for the show after. Also, go to gearup.la for the best merch. It's Kershaw tonight, so get a Kershaw CK3K shirt. My name is Doug McKain. You can follow me on X and Instagram at DMAC_LA. On the way out, hit the like button, drop a comment for your boys in blue. If you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell. And remember that nothing, absolutely nothing, brings us together quite like Dodger baseball. And until next time, think blue, bleed blue, and I'm out.